Hey, it's your boy Sergeant Hunkton Henshins. Yeah, so today is our Zenkaiger episode 14 review. I can't believe we're 14 episodes in. And a little spoiler, but we have been straight through now even 14 episodes worth of awesome content. I know that these reviews probably, such recaps, are probably getting a little old being like also positive. I've talked about a few negatives here and there. But what I really liked is that one of my negatives from last week's review slash episode, which was that it's taking a while for Zox to be ingratiated into the team, kind of got solved in this episode. So the main plot of this one is that Zox decides he wants to duel Kaito. And the reason he wants to do this is that Stacy approaches him and tells him, if you will defeat Zenkaiser for me, I will. He tries lying to him, saying he'll give him the gear, like the Astutopia gear. He's like, no, I don't. I don't believe that. And she's like, well, yeah, you're not stupid, but I can't give you that exact gear, but I can bring you right to the Tojitendo Palace, and you can look for it yourself. And he said, he actually says, Zox says, I'd rather, take it with my own hands. And so Zox agrees to this, and they are going to have a duel. And at first, the whole team's like, no, Kaito, don't do it. There's something else going on here. Like, he plays underhanded. He's a pirate, blah, blah, blah. Kaido's like, it's fine. He's like, let's do it. He's just totally fine with it. So they have their duel. And it goes pretty well, actually. They're going back and forth with different Sentai gears and stuff like that. Zox ends up going into Oren form at one point. And really funny moment, Kaito uses the Battle Fever J gear, which Battle Fever J was all about, like, technically dancing, sort of, was their motif, kinda. And so he starts, like, uncontrollably dancing, and so they have a dance-off for a little bit. Kaito even says, oh, you're actually pretty good. The show is just, oh my god, I love it every episode. Anyway, so I was doing a thing, and it looks like he beats Kaito to the point where there's nothing left, like he's gone. And so Stacy comes in, he's like, good job, Two Kaiser, thank you for doing that for me, but I'm not going to take you there. I just wanted to use you to do my dirty work, blah, blah, blah. And Zox goes, I know. And he's like, what? Come to find out, after Stacy had, tried to get him to take that deal, he talked with Kaito and set up a plan to make it look like he was going to take out Kaito. Kaito actually used Mask Man's power, which gives him aura power, and let him float. And so he actually floated up high where nobody expected to look for him, and didn't get hit by the attack. So he comes back down, and they're all at this point unmorphed, untransformed. And Stacy's really pissed. He brings a bunch of Kudaks in. Flint and the SD Bot Bros are there too. And we finally get at least a 6-member transformation together. Like they all do it's kind of interesting too, is Zox is transforming clearly with them doing theirs. He's doing his dance, and it syncs up pretty well, but listen closely if you watch the episode again. The music actually syncs up pretty well too, which I thought was really interesting. Yeah, they actually sound okay together. Like it doesn't sound like it's too much going on at once. That's my problem right now with Saber, is that when more than one rider transforms at the same time, it just sounds like a mess all layered on top of each other. It's not good. But anyway, they transform together. They each do their roll call things. He doesn't join in the 5 of us are blah 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 and make it 6. But we're getting there, and I'm very happy about that. 1 second. I just had to wet my whistle. Anyway, so they fight together, and it's actually Zox and Kaito. So Zox and Zenkaiser, Two Kaiser and Zenkaiser fighting Stay Sazer, while the rest of them fight the Kudaks. And before that, we get this funny gag where because they tell about their plans, like, how'd you fool us? We're actually something acting troupe Sentai Zenkaiger, and it does a little background with a little poster that's like a poster for a play. It's so silly. I love this show. But yeah, essentially they were all acting as though he was gone, and really he wasn't. There's actually a point when they're trying to act like they are, like, oh god, Kaito's gone. Varun is throwing a fit on the ground. It's really funny. But anyway, so they fight, and it's interesting. Stacy uses the Jaka gear, and in Jaka there is one of their team members who's named Big One, who is most of the color-wise, along with Varidurine, the inspiration design color-wise for Zenkaiger. Clearly his helmet is Aqua Red, but Aqua Ranger. Anyway, so Stacy summons Jaka, and they're fighting Zox and kind of kicking his butt a little bit. And um, Seichan says, hey, Vroon, get this message to Zox. He's like, Mr. Zox, use the Maskman gear. He's like, this one, and uses it, and it gives him the power of Big One. And he commands Stacy's summoned Jaka team to turn on him and fight him. He's like, what are you doing? Why are you fighting me? So they fight him for a little bit and whatever. Kaito comes down and helps fight off the Kudaks. I don't believe there's a monster in this one. I don't think there's a world monster in this episode. First time ever, honestly, in all the episodes. So Stacy is kind of pushed back a little bit, gets in the Battle Caesar Robo. They form. They don't fight. Zox says, I'll do this on my own. He first is in Orin form. Tukayo Riki, and then switches instantly. He seems to favor Tukayo Katanar. So he switches to that, and it like sets the scene like it's a samurai movie, and you have Stacy on one side with his sword drawn, and Zox on the other, and it's like sunset, and it's the wind going. Like, it's very cinematic. It's kind of funny. So they have their fight. He kicks his butt, of course, and actually destroys Battle Caesar Robo. Stacy gets away. And then just after, we get Ijirude saying something about Blast. I thought they'd defeat the robot so quickly, but that just means I have to kind of speed up the next part of the plan. So maybe getting another upgrade to the robot or an upgrade for Stacer. We're not really sure. Yeah, and we also get a funny part near the beginning of the episode I forgot to mention, where Brashar is like pissed at Ijirude for getting in the way and destroying the monster in the last episode with making Stacer destroy it. And he's like, I'm the one that handles the warfare. You handle the technology. Stay out of it. The politics. Blah blah blah. You stay out of it. And it's essentially after he walks by, Ijirude's like, basically screw off. Like, I'm gonna do what I want. I'm getting a feeling that Ijirude's gonna become the final big bad. I don't know that for sure. He just very much gives off vibes that he's more of a threat than Brashitara, and honestly more than Bokuwas. Bokuwas, the only reason that he's the threat is he's big in a wall and like a big hand. There's that. I don't know. He doesn't seem that threatening to me. So anyway, so they defeat what's it called? 1 second. Boy, sorry, dropped something. They end up defeating Battle Caesar Robo, Zox does, and they celebrate afterwards. And it seems like he's going to be more closely working with them. He just needed like a buffer time to kind of get used to working with them. So I think it's still going to take a little bit for him to want to like do like a full roll call with them and say the 6 of us, or maybe it'll be the 5 of us plus me or something, or plus me too or something. So I really liked the episode overall. At the end, like I said, they get together and have a little party that they're celebrating that they beat Stacy and destroyed the Robo, and that they're coming together as a team. Also during the fights, the ground fights with the Kudaks and with Stacy, there was a part where Flint had her little pistol and was shooting at some of the Kudaks. I thought that was kind of cool. A lot of rumors are speculating right now that she might become a ranger in herself, in and of her own. If she did, it seems like Zox favors Shinken form and also Tukayo Katanar more. So maybe she would be hopefully a silver ranger, maybe, or something like that, based mostly on and favoring the Oren and Tukayo Riki, perhaps. Nobody knows right now. But yeah, overall it was a great episode. Honestly, it's funny that I even mentioned my small complaint about it taking a little bit too long, in my opinion, for Zox to just be part of the team. Like, I didn't want it to be easy, but it got to be irritating. Like, it was interesting to have him do the whole, like, I don't care about people getting in my way, I'm trying to do things even though I'm hurting somebody. But it got to, like, be drawn out a little too long, in my opinion. But this episode kind of fixed that a little bit. I'm sure he's still going to be a little more rough and tumble than they are. And it's kind of cool to see that. It's kind of it almost... To me, it feels like we're like stitching off a piece of Gokaiger, and now randomly a member of their team has to work with this other team that they don't vibe with all the time. But I like that because I think he really respects Kaito, even though he clashes with him in the team sometimes. He respects Kaito and he respects the team, and I think this episode showed him how much the team really loves Kaito and cares about him and respects him as a leader. But yeah, overall, really fantastic episode. Definitely a 10 out of 10 for me. I really enjoyed the action, the gears that they used. The mega fight was great at the end. Having the team, the little twist that the team was all tricking Stacy into thinking that Zox really was going to work with him and defeat Kaito so he could get to go to the palace to look for the Estutopia gear. Next episode is this like retro world monster, so they're all looking like in like 70s gear and stuff. Kaito has an afro, or not afro, like a like long hair, and Zox is in like some like Saturday Night Fever type disco outfit. It's just this show just it does whatever it wants, and I don't care because it's been fantastic all the way through, and it just let it do its thing. It's such a great show. Just fantastic. I love it, love it, love it so much. Um, Trying to think about videos coming up soon. I just put out the build retrospective part 3, so that's out tomorrow. This goes out on Wednesday. Today's Wednesday when I'm recording this. So Thursday of this week, I should be getting my build driver with the Rabbit Tank full bottles and the Rabbit Tank Sparkling full bottle. So I might do a Tokuto review on that, or maybe at least a Henshin or something. And soon-ish, I'll get the Hurricane Gyro / Wind Ranger Morpher, Wind Morpher, whatever, from Ninja Storm, and do a Tokuto review on that as well. Other than that, yeah, just keep it up on Zenkaiger and stuff. I might do like a thoughts on Saber thing pretty soon because I did like the final form debut recently for Haoken Cross Saber form. And I kind of like some like design aesthetic things they're doing and some explanations they gave for how certain things are working with that and what they're doing with Reiwa. Um, so I might do like a small video just kind of, summarizing my overall thoughts on Saber at this point and then do a follow-up later once it's all done. I don't quite know if they're going to have enough episodes to really give a real satisfying ending in my opinion, but that's for that video. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, of course. We're at above 180 subscribers now. I thank you guys so much. Again, it's just a fun thing I do in my free time, but I appreciate the support, appreciate the love and the comments and people enjoying the content. If you guys have any comments below what you think of today's episode of Zenkaiger episode 14, the duel between Kaito and Zox. And of course, clearly spoilers is a review / recap, so I'm sorry about that, but it's every episode, so I'm not really. But yeah, as always, stay hooked on Henshins. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. See you later. Yo ho hoy and all that. Bye.